Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in with me tonight again. So tonight we are going to try another spoon technique and see if it works. Let me just bump my chair up. There we go, a little bit higher. Okay, so what I found online is actually something from a Marshall's ad, and I'm going to show you the video here. So it looks like it's the perfect winged eyeliner technique. So we're going to see if that works tonight. I'm going to do a regular makeup application though, and I'm going to talk you through it pretty quickly tonight so we can get to the feature. I'm going to start first. Hi Jackie, hi Lucy. I'm going to start first with a little bit of my must-do oil. I always tell people you don't really need to think of this so much as an oil. It's great for all skin types, for dry skin, oily skin. A lot of times people with an oily skin actually need a little bit more moisture to actually help cut down on their oil production. So while that's sitting in there, I brought 2 spoons up with me tonight. A tablespoon and a teaspoon. So we're going to try both of them and see which one works. I'm going to start off with a little bit, actually we're going to go right into the eyeshadow look, I think. And I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to do something what I actually wore this today. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of the cream boat. Put that a little under my brow bone and just come into the inner corner. Oops, now I know what's wrong. I forgot to turn my light on. There we go. So that'll help brighten things up a little bit. It's going to make it easier for me to put my makeup on too. So this is just a nice cream color. And I'm going to start by building up a crease. So I'm going to start with a few colors. I'm going to start lighter with this this color here. It's called One Night Sand. And then I'm going to build up to my favorite taupe around the town, or taupe for the best. I'm sorry, taupe for the best. And then we're going to go into this darker color here, the Vita Mocha. So I'm just going to pick up a very small amount of product on my pointed blender brush, and I'm going to start in the outer corner. And the nice thing about these products, again, you've heard me say many times, but they are about 53% pigment. So you don't need much product. Hi, Savas. And you can see I'm using a very light touch to put that on. So we're going to start by just building up a little bit. I'm going to go now into the taupe for the best. Hi, Aga. And again, I'm going to start in that outer corner. Wherever you lay the brush down first is where the pigment is going to be the darkest. I'm going to bring that up. Pick up a little bit more and do that on the other side. So again, where I put the brush down, you'll see is where it's the darkest. And like I said, tonight we're going to build this up nice and slow. And I'm going to take my flat shader and just blend that in a little bit so we get a real nice blend. I'm going to take just a touch of that La Vita Mocha, and I'm going to start out in the corner, and I'm going to keep that right in the crease. You can see as I'm pressing the brush in, I'm just keeping that to create more of a shadow. So again, I'm going to start on the outer corner here. And come on in. Okay, I'm just going to blend that in a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is take my other brush here, the shader brush, and I'm going to go with Antique Bar. It's a little bit of a bronze color, and I want to pack that on my lid. And you can see I'm just pressing that pigment right into the lid. We've got to have something to lay down before we play around with this eyeliner. And tonight I didn't actually prime my lids. I wanted you all to see the pigment truly on its own without having any primer on underneath. Just putting a little bit more on my lid. And if I really wanted that bronze to pop, I could actually take a brush with some of my setting spray, spray that first, and then go into the bronze color. Hi, Abby. Hi, Abby, I miss you and your mom terribly. So now I'm going to take just a little bit of the La Vida Mocha, and I'm going to start in the outer corner, and I'm using my angled brush to make this a little bit easier. Since this is usually a shape that we want to do in a V shape, you can see how I can set that brush right in. And I know I've put a link out on Facebook that I'm asking, I'll be doing a video tomorrow night for a Valentine's look. So I've asked you all to choose which look you would like to see. And in the future, if there's anything else, please let me know. Jackie, for you, tomorrow night with that look, I'm also going to be doing some of the individual lashes. And again, I'm just blending a little bit. So now you can see the oil is all nicely melted right into my skin. So I'm going to go in and do my brows. And I'm going to use the color taupe for the best. And you all know I like more of a natural brow. I'm going to do this more like a talk through and just keep applying. And I'm a little bit, not a little bit, a lot more sparse in through here. So I'm going to be able to blend that right through and brush the product through. The nice thing about this too is that even though it's what we would consider an eyeshadow, again, it's pigment, it's very pigmented to 53%. Really, this doesn't budge from my brows all day. And I'm hoping some of you might be able to join me. I'm doing a makeup application tomorrow with Stephanie Perry at her studio and her partner Elizabeth. And we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day look. So it's nice to be able to have a model to actually do makeup on. I'll be rebroadcasting. Oh, and for some of those of you who have actually asked, I am going to be starting a YouTube channel. Right now I've just uploaded some of the Facebook Lives that I've done, but I'm also going to be doing some different videos on there, so I invite you all to join me. And it's just under my name, under Elise Simons. So please come check it out and subscribe. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the eyes. We're going to keep it simple there until we get to the liner. And I am going to go ahead and put on my foundation. So tonight, since we're doing it quick and easy, that would be nice to be famous, but I'm not sure that I really want the notoriety. I still want to be able to go out and shop where I want. So I'm going to take just a drop. I'm going to try to hold this up for you to see, of my One Drop Wonder. And I put that right in the upper corner. You're going to see it start to run down. So this is going to thin the foundation. I'm just going to take 2 swirls. And I'm going to start by moving that around my skin, putting it on first. And now we're going to start pressing that in. And this way I'll get a nice light coverage. And I need to keep myself in view for you all here. And I'm just using my Blenderful. You can see some of the product still on the back there. I'm going to take a little more to cover my cheeks here. And I'm going to pull that down my neck a little bit. Always want to make sure it's blended in. You don't want people to walk around and see you with a line where your foundation has stopped. So I hope you can all see the beautiful coverage there. Very, very skin-like. And I'm going to come back in with just putting my finger in a little bit on my little sunspot. And that's really going to cover that up. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a little bit of my foundation. I'm going to use my foundation brush, and since I do have some darkness under here, I'm going to start with our color number 3. You can see it's definitely got a little more salmon color, and the salmon or the orange actually counteracts the discoloration of the circle. So I'm just going to press that in, and you can see I don't need much. I have a spot right here, a brown spot, and you can see how that's really covered that up. And I'm trying to stay in focus for you all. I'm going to come use my other finger and just blend that in. Now we'll go with this color here. This is the number 2, and this one actually matches my skin. So I always start by drawing up to try to lift the eye. And I'll come down just a little bit. And I didn't do any color underneath my eyes today, so we're gonna just hit that with a little bit of concealer too. Come down along the nose. And now when I get this far, I like to take my Blenderful and use the pointed end to blend that in. And what's really nice about coming up along the eye too is it's also creating a nice lift and smoothing out the shadow. Come down along the nose too, just to blend everything together. Okay, now we're going to set the powder a little bit, or the foundation I should say, with the powder. So again, I'm going to use our translucent powder, the Perfect Translucent Powder. I always tell everybody not to be afraid of it being white. So I'm going to swirl my brush in there, and I'm going to come make sure that the under eye is set so that the concealer won't settle into any of my lines. Whatever's left over on the brush, I'm going to come down along my nose, pick up a little bit more powder, and hit my chin. So this is going to, hi Jackie. Hi Jane, how are you? I'm going to mattify the skin a little bit. I love this brush too. It's truly amazing, especially for under the eyes. You can really get in there along the nose. The other spot I like to hit is right underneath the cheekbone. It's going to brighten that area up just a little bit so that when I apply bronzer, it's going to act a little bit more like a contour. So I'm going to pick up some of the bronzer, and we're just going to use this tonight to contour. I always start up here, up high at the ear. You want to make sure most of the product ends up there. And now there's not much product left, so I'm just going to hit those cheeks to give it more of a bronzy look. Again, the other side, the same thing. And now I'm going to flip my brush around so it's angled up, so I can press it up. The other thing, we're going to take a little bit, I'm going to come around my forehead. And just a little bit more product, and I'm going to come right underneath the jawline. So that's going to help. So that the shape actually, if you think about it, it's a 3. 1, 2, 3. Or W, some people will say. And that really helps contour the face a little bit, along with giving it just a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to put just a little bit of product on my brush here. Oh, you can see how much is on there, so I'm going to knock some off. And this is our blush number 4, which I love because it has just a little bit of a shimmer in it. So sometimes when I do this, I don't always necessarily use the highlighter. And I always put a little bit on the tip of my nose. Okay, so that is, whoops, I'm knocking you all around here. That's our skin done. I am going to just press that in. And I'm going to use the setting spray. That's going to set everything. Okay, so now for the star of the show. Let's see how this is going to work. So in the video, and let me pull that up again so I make sure I'm holding the spoons the right way. We can all take a look at that again together. Okay, so she's got the tail end of the spoon down here. So I guess that's how we're going to start the cat line. And let's see. Then she flips the spoon around to her lid. And that's how she gets the line on her lid. Okay, so let's give it a whirl. So the 2 spoons I have here, let's see. I'm just holding it up for measurement. This is a teaspoon, and I don't think that's gonna work. It looks a little too small. So let's hold the tablespoon up. Well, I'm still not so sure, but let's give it a try. Okay, I'm going to use our Perfect Liner pen. And again, I know there are some of you that have ordered this and are waiting for it. It is on back order until March 1st. Sometimes things will come in a little sooner. So if you've ordered it, I'm hoping it'll come in as soon as possible. Let me try this on this eye over here since it'll be easier for me to hold the spoon. Now, this part I kind of understand because I'm thinking if I get it a little closer here to angle up, and I'm coming up from the outer edge of my lower lash. I should probably tilt it just a little bit more. And let's see. So if I pull down, so that's not so bad. That part was actually pretty easy. Made a nice straight line that I'm going to have to reconnect because of my hood. All right, this is going to be the challenge, and it looks as though she's pressing in, which is flattening the eye out a little bit to get the line. And I'm trying to stay out of your view. Now, I'm not sure how to do the inside here. The spoon doesn't really fit. Let me try it with the teaspoon. So if I do it with the teaspoon, nope, it still doesn't come in on this inner corner here. So I'm gonna cheat and recreate that, and you can see that strange little dip there that I've gotten with the tablespoon. Yeah, I can't, not sure how to move that teaspoon to get it to do that. So let's try this again with the tablespoon. She had it angled pretty much, so let's see. Well, that kind of worked, but I think I was pushing it along. So let's see what happens if, I'm not sure how she got everything to go. This is what we got. Let's come over to the other eye and try it. So the other eye, again, I'm going to hold this way. So we're going to pull down. Maybe if I try to close my eye here, I can get that line a little smoother. So let's see. Well, that's not terrible, but here goes the spoon part again. And I'm really not sure how she did that. Let me see if I can start and stop her right in the middle. Nope, I can't stop it. So let's take a look again. That part I get, but the spoon part, neither one of the spoons fits my eye. So let's try this again. So even if I try to, let's see, and I've got to do this myself here. So maybe if we keep moving the spoon, as I'm going. Well, the shape was a little better, but you can see if I look up, it's not really very close to my lash line. So to be honest, I actually think this is a pretty bad fail. I don't think this is worth anybody really trying, because as I'm watching this, I'm actually, hi Erin, I'm actually having to draw it on. So I'm gonna see if I can look up a little bit more so you can see that this has missed everything real close to my lash line. And I'm hoping you're able to see that. So I'm gonna come back in now on my own. And actually there's a pretty big dip here too. So the spoon, hi Erika, how are you? The spoon I don't really think is working. And yes, I am trying to debunk all of these things that are out there on internet and on Instagram and everywhere. I'm going to try to make it easy for you all in some future tutorials so you can really understand how to apply this and that these myths don't work. So if I were to come in and fix this, and I've got to look up a little bit while I'm doing this, I'm going to come up above. I'm staying close to my lash line. Let me just give my pen a little shake here. There we go. And I've got to fix where that dip was. So now I'm staying very, very close to the lash line so that I can fill in that corner. And then to pull it back on itself, I'm going to start here. I start coming over and connect it. Now again, that doesn't look so bad there, but when I close, you can see that that's missing a bit. So I've got to come in, come down, join that up, and over a little bit. And I know I haven't always kept my mirror out of the way, so that's what I'm trying to do tonight. And now I'm going to fill that in. And I've really got to tighten up here a little bit. So we're going to fan that a second. Sorry y'all, I'm getting a hot flash, so my cheeks are going to turn real red real quick. And now if I open my eye, now it's looking better. I need to put just a little bit more here where the fold is to match that up. And I find this much easier to do with my eyes open. And connect it the proper way so that it comes down by my lower lash line there. And I'm doing this now without my magnifier, so there we go. Put a little more of a tail on there. So that's much better on that eye. So let's come back over to this other eye and fix it, because that's really a hot mess. Now, this one I'm going to try to look this way so you can all see what I'm doing. And again, I'm going to keep my eye open. Come right over that fold. So with my eye open, it's not so bad. With it closed, it's missing. So we're going to close now. I'm going to come down and pull it over a little bit to join that in. We're going to fill it in now. And I know a lot of you have really expressed an interest in this, so I'm hoping with practice for you all, it's going to make this so much easier. So I'm going to dry that a little bit. And now I'm going to open my eye. Let's see how we're doing. Not so bad. I want to pull this line a little straighter. And fill that in there. And just make sure that one's connected. There we go. And again, like I've told you all, when your eyes are looking down, they don't look so bad. Totally closed, it's going to look a little different, but really what matters is when the eyes are open. And you can see I've really done a pretty dramatic wing here. Just going to fill in a little bit there where I really couldn't connect it and try to even it up. So this is a little bit thicker in here. And now it's really about the finishing touches. I need to get a little closer to my lash line. So I'm turning my brush and I see I need to come right there. Okay. So now I'm happy with that. It's just that using the spoon really didn't work. So I'm going to use tonight a different color. This is our Enduring Lip color in Mia, and this seems to be a fan favorite. So I'm going to give it a try. I've not used it yet. And I want to let you know, I've also gotten some sample containers. So if anybody wants me to mail them out some samples, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. You can message me and I'd be glad to send some product out to you. I also just got some great skincare samples, so I'm going to be doing a skincare video soon too. Well, for me, it's pretty light. I'm used to a little more color. This would be a great color for spring though, I think. It's more of a cantaloupe-y kind of color. Okay, so that's not so bad. I guess this for me is what a lot of you say red does for you. So it's very different from what I normally wear, since I do normally wear a lot of reds or some of the really dark mauves. So I always tell people when they first put a color on that they're not comfortable with and they get in the car to start driving, don't keep looking in the rearview mirror. You have to keep your eyes on the road. So when you see yourself in a color that you're not used to, sometimes it's hard to picture yourself. Like I said, I usually wear a lot of reds and earthy or wine colors. So this is very different for me. I think the longer I have it on, I might actually like it, but it's going to take a little getting used to. So now the only other thing that I could tell you all is with our foundation, again, now that I've already sprayed on my setting spray, I'm going to go ahead and layer just a little bit more powder, and I'm just going to use my Blunderful to do that. With the Blunderful, a lot of times you'll see me set under my eyes, around my T-zone, my chin, and here. I like to leave this area blank because that area we need to keep nice and light, dewy looking, fresh, and youthful. So I appreciate you all staying with me tonight and debunking the myth that this really did not work at all to do a cat line. And once again, you all got to see me do it the proper way. So I hope that helps. And hi, Aniela, how are you? So tomorrow night, as I said, I'm going to do one of the Valentine's looks, and I'm going by the look that you chose. There's two that are in the forefront, and I'll see by tomorrow midday which is going to be the winner. And then I'm also going to do, oh, that's what I forgot to do tonight. My goodness, as I'm sitting here, I forgot to put on my mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes a little bit. And I'll start putting my mascara while I'm speaking with you all. And that's our Perfect mascara. And I have gone back to bending the wand a little bit, which I really like. Start on the tips. And tomorrow night, it's not going to be a cat eye. I'll do a little bit of a kitten flick, but it'll be using all shadows, so you can all see how we do that. Since I didn't put any shadow underneath my lash line, I'm not going to put any mascara on my lower lashes. So when I keep the lower lash line bare, even though I did a pretty dramatic cat eye, I'll leave the lower lashes often bare. So tomorrow during the day, I'll be on Stephanie's site doing Makeup Live. and then I will rebroadcast that also. I'm going to put that on the Elise Simons Beauty page. I've invited a bunch of you, actually all of you, to like my business page, and I'll do some more Facebook Lives on my personal page for another week and a half, and after that all my lives will be on my business page, and that way you can all see some of my other work on there too. Actually, I have a beautiful photo of Aniela on there. But it'll be fun actually being filmed live and doing makeup on someone for you all to see. You can all see how I'm able to color match someone else's skin. And see more of these amazing products. There we go. That's a little better. So now you can see how much that's pumped up my lashes. Oh, I forgot to do my favorite trick. We're going to come downtown, uptown, and crosstown just a little bit. There we go. And that's really starting to pump up the lashes now. So again, I want to thank you all for joining me. Please, since I've invited you all, click and like my business page, Elise Simons Beauty, because in the very near future, that's where all my Facebook Lives will reside. And I'm going to start doing also some different YouTube videos using both Limelight products and also some other products that I have that I keep in my kit that I use personally. A lot of them are all professional products also, so I get very spoiled using them. And in the future, I'm also going to do some comparisons, even MAC makeup and some of the different drugstore makeup that I have here compared to the Limelight and the professional makeup, and really what the difference is and why you should go ahead and get on the bandwagon and join me, since I'm able to provide the professional makeup to all of you. So I want to wish you all a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again.